Hello everybody, it's your boy Ronnie Bizzle coming to you with another video. And in today's video, I think we're gonna have a little bit of fun because I feel like telling you a great poker story. But before I do, I need to do something. Okay, I feel much better. So a little bit of backstory first. Before I was a poker dealer, before I played poker, I was actually in the military for about 11 years. My last duty station was over at Nellis Air Force Base here in Vegas. And during the last 3 years of my enlistment here in Nellis, I used to play poker pretty much all the time. I'd get off from work and I'd go play poker. And I would play all night, and then I would come to work and I would work, and then I'd repeat it again. I would get off work, I'd go play. And during this, about maybe the last year and a half or so I was in the military, I was making more money playing than I was working. It was the point where during the last year or so, whenever I went to work, I would go to work at 7:30, and by 7:35 I was staring at the clock. So I had to find a way to do what I really want to do, was play poker. This vlog is basically about a night that I had before I got out of the military. And it involves a pretty fun 10-20 game because I was in it. This event happened maybe a year before I got out of the military. I was still working in Nellis Air Force Base, and I planned to go play poker at the Mirage. So one of my good friends in the military wanted to go to a nightclub that night. And I remember it was like at the Rio, and they used to have this like Latin night, like every Thursday, and my friend wanted to go. So I said I'd go with him. I'm not much of a club guy, but I said I'd go with him. So I said I was gonna go play poker at the Mirage. When you get off work, when you're ready, come meet me at the Mirage and we'll go to the Rio. So this nightclub opened up at around, I would say 10:30. So I left work around, I remember it was like 4:30 every day. And I changed and went straight to the strip, right to the Mirage, and right to the 10-20 game. And this is, so I got there around 4:30 change, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and bought in for 500 and I played. So I started the first couple hours, started playing my normal game, you know, raising what I was supposed to, folding a lot, waiting for the right hand, and getting full value out of it. You know, you're supposed to do when you play ABC poker. But then I decided, I'm going to a club tonight. I'm gonna meet some girls. We're gonna do a little bit of salsa dancing. We're gonna groove. We're gonna woo-wee. So I decided I'm gonna get some drinks in me. So I had the cocktail waitress give me a shot. And at the time, my drink of choice was 7-7. So I told her just keep bringing me shots of 7-7. So I drank one, raising. Drank another one, calling. Took another shot, bluffing. And before you know it, I had about, I had a few drinks in my system. So my play got looser. And I was raising more, and I was calling more, and I was betting more, and I was bluffing more, and I was getting caught more, and I was losing more. So a couple hours into the session, I was losing a lot of money. So the drinking continued, the shots continued. I think I lost track of how many shots I took after around 20 or 21 or even more than that. I don't know. I still don't know to this day. And I was actually also chasing him with beer. So that combination wasn't really good. So by the time my buddy got to the Mirage, I was pretty much liquored up, drunk beyond control. I was standing, I think by the time he got there, I was standing up, playing my hands while I was standing up, being obnoxious to the players. I remember being really obnoxious. And I remember when my friend came, I was in the middle of a hand and he said, let's go. But I remember the hand I was playing. I remember it distinctly. It was 7 deuce offsuit. And I raised, re-raised, pre-flop. There was a lot of money in there before the flop came up, and then I kept betting and talking, raising and talking during this hand. And to make a long story short, I lost the hand. Yeah, 7 deuce does not win in poker. Anyway, the guy called me down with like the worst pair on the board, and I went crazy. I went nuts. I turned to my buddy and goes, I can't believe this Mirage called me with this, and I can't believe he just call. All these people do is call. They just take my money, blah, blah, blah. And my buddy was kind of taken aback. So I was so mad. I was drunk. I was just taking another shot, and it was time to go. So I actually racked up my chips, whatever I had left of my chips, and we went to the club. So I remember when we got to the club, the place was packed. I think we got there around maybe midnight or so, maybe 1 o'clock. And the place was packed. There were all these beautiful Latin women everywhere. They were all young. They were all dancing. And people were on the dance floor grooving, having a good time. Again, that salsa music in there. And you know what I was doing? I was standing in the corner, sulking about all the money that I lost. I lost a lot of money. So the last place I wanted to be, even though I should have thought differently, was the last place I wanted to be was in that club at that very moment. So finally I told my friend, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I gotta try to win my money back. So I left him and I went back to the Mirage. And by the time I got there, the 10-20 game had broke. So the only game that was left was the 6-12 limit game. So I actually jumped in that. It was like shorthanded. I think I went in there and it was like 4 people. So I jumped in there anyways. And once again, I was still drunk. I was still going crazy, and I was raising every pot, betting every pot. And again, I was still losing. So after I lost my last $500 that night, yeah, my last $500, I decided to go home. And it was around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was still drunk. And I don't know how, but somehow I got home without being pulled over. Yes, pretty reckless, but I was young and dumb at the time. Actually was between marriages. This is before I met my current wife, and after I got my first divorce. There was like a year and a half when I was just by myself doing my own thing. And this is one of the crazy things I did during that time. So how much money did your boy Ronnie Bizzle lost? Well, I lost a lot of money. I lost a ton of money. Back when I used to play poker, like a lot, I used to keep my bankroll in this box. It held like a 3.5 floppy disk. I don't know if you remember what they looked. They were like square disc. And I kept all my money in there. And for some reason, I decided to take a lot of it with me. $2,000 is what I lost that night. 2,000 buckaroos. Since that day, I've never lost that much in my poker. Never lost 2,000 ever. Even though that was a terrible night financially, I actually had a lot of fun. You know, you may be saying, well, how could it be fun losing? Well, it was a time in my life where I was just kind of carefree, doing whatever I wanted to do in my life. And I look back at that memory very fondly. I mean, this is the one poker story that I've told almost everybody in my life about. And they laugh because they're really like shocked that I would do something like that, because I'm not really a big drinker. You know, when I drink, it's usually casually or like with food or socially. But I've never just taken like shots after shots after shots after shots like I did that night, and was just drunk out of my mind. And yet somehow I got home. How did I get home that night? So before the life that you see now, I have a nice house, I have a wife, I have kids, I have a mortgage, I got bills to pay. There was a time in life when I was just carefree, didn't really care about money. Didn't really care about losing. All I wanted to do was just have fun. All I wanted to do was just drink. All I wanted to do was just salsa dance. Although I didn't do it that night. I should have. So now, back then it was a bad memory. it was bad that it happened, but now that I look back on it, 2020, it's actually one of the fondest memories I ever had playing poker. And actually one of the fondest memories I've had since living in Las Vegas. I would say it's top 3 of the funnest is not a word, the most fun I ever had in Las Vegas. And at my age now, I probably will never do that again, but it was fun then. Anyways, that's going to be it for this vlog. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Maybe in the future I'll bring some more stories of my poker life before I became a dealer and during my dealing career. Anyways, thanks for watching. Quick reminder, please give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share it with your friends, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. For your boy, Ronnie Bizzle, poker dealer now, but used to be crazy poker player guy for one night. Thanks for watching, everybody.